this term. You should have heard this term, iambic pentameter, a bunch of times by now with the video, and I've been kind of hinting it in. Yeah, okay, good. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to break it down a little bit. Who can tell me, if you are a musician, you might know what the term meter is. What's the meter of a song? If I said, what's the meter? What am I asking you? What am I asking you, Hannah?
The beat.
Exactly, the beat. And you know those things that go on the top of pianos sometimes that are called metronomes, and they go tick tock, tick tock. That's kind of measuring the meter of the song. Okay? Iambic meter has to do with syllables. What's a syllable? Think back to like 4th grade when you were like clapping out words. What's a syllable, Jack?
Syllable is one little sound that you make. Like if you were to say a word like alike, and like are the 2 syllables.
Right.
Or one sound that you make.
So it's sort of like the beat of the word. How many beats there are in a word. So if I said the word sometimes, how many syllables is that? 2. Okay, if I said the word today, how many syllables is that? 2. So it's sort of like the beats that the word gets. Okay, guys, are we listening over there? Okay? You all right? The concept of an iambic meter has to do with the syllables in a word. Okay? 1 unit of iambic meter is going to be 1 unstressed syllable. So you should be writing this too. Yep. 1 unstressed syllable followed by 1 stressed syllable. Okay?
That's confusing.
Yep, I'm going to explain it. So the idea of a unit of iambic meter, sometimes we call that an iambic foot, or an iamb for short, is 1 unstressed syllable followed by 1 stressed syllable. So the word today, what would be the unstressed syllable part of that word today? Matt? 2. And what would be the stressed part of that syllable today, of that iambic foot, Jack? Day. Okay? So we have unstressed is 2, stressed is day. That is an iambic foot, or a unit of iambic meter. So what do you think iambic pentameter is? Use what you know from math, Ivy. What do you think?
5 syllables?
Okay, it's not 5 syllables, but you've got
beats.
Yeah, 5 iambic feet, or 5 units of iambic meter, or 5 sets of an unstressed syllable and a stressed syllable. Does that make sense? So how many syllables would be in a line of iambic pentameter? How many syllables, Mike?
10.
10 syllables. Okay, so iambic pentameter is 5 units of iambic meter. So the line of iambic pentameter sounds like this. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Do you hear those 5 sets of unstressed and stressed syllables? What's going on over there, guys? You okay? Having a lead issue? All right. So 5 units of iambic meter. So in other words, 10 syllables. Okay. Everybody got that? So underneath there, I have the very opening lines of Romeo and Juliet. 2 households, both alike in dignity. That is a line of iambic pentameter. But if we were to read it by stressing the iambic pentameter, it would sound like this. 2 households, both alike in dignity. Okay, everybody try that nice and loud. Ready? 2 households, both alike in dignity. Do you hear those 5 sets of unstressed and stressed syllables? Yes? No? Maybe? Yes? Okay. When we are reading iambic pentameter and we're trying to figure out if a line in fact is an iambic pentameter, we have a certain way that we denote it, or that we mark the lines. Okay? Here is how we mark the lines. I'm going to show you. So we need to show that we have unstressed syllables and stressed syllables. So in this line, 2 households, both alike in dignity, What is my first unstressed syllable in that line, Matt Miller? 2. So I'm going to draw what kind of looks like a little U, but it's like a little U. That's, I guess, the best way I can describe it. To show that that is an unstressed syllable. Okay? So you draw a little mini U above 2. Okay? What is my first stressed syllable in this line? To house holds both alike in dignity. Mike?
House.
House. So now I have one iamb, or one unit of iambic meter. Okay? So to show that I found one unit of iambic meter, I'm going to draw a line after that iambic foot, like that, to separate off the iambic foot. Okay? Right in between house and holds, because that's my first iamb, or iambic foot. To house. What's my next unstressed syllable?
Holds.
Hannah.
Holds.
Holds. Good. So I'm going to draw a little mini U. Okay. What's my next stressed syllable, Jack?
Both.
Yep. So now I have another unit of iambic meter. So what do I need to do? Now I have another unit of iambic meter, Nicole.
Separated.
Yep, and where do I put the line?
After both.
Good. So now I have 1, 2, 1, 2. What's my next unstressed syllable? To house holds both alike in dignity. What's my next unstressed syllable? Christopher, I'd like you to step outside the room, okay? Step outside the room. I'll be outside to talk to you in a minute.
Why?
Don't ask why. Please step outside the room. Ivy.
A.
Yep. Okay. What's our next stressed syllable? What's our next stressed syllable, Lorraine? Like. To house holds both alike. Now what do I need to do? I have another iambic foot mark.
You have to do a straight line.
Yep. Now what? To house holds both alike. Hannah?
I knew in.
Yep. Now what? What's my next stressed syllable? Jack.
Dig.
Dig. Now what? Callan.
The line is separated.
Yep. Now what? My next unstressed syllable. Jeff.
You and I.
Yep. Nah. Nah. Oop. And then what's my last stressed syllable, Yanni?
T.
T. Okay. It's a stressed syllable. So now I can go ahead and count. Here's my first iamb, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Do I have a line of iambic pentameter? Hello? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I do. Okay. I would like you to take the rest of this. These are the first 4 lines from Romeo and Juliet. And I'd like you to do the same thing. Break it apart by iambs. Okay? I'll be with you in a few minutes. Try it out. Get some practice. So I already filled in my first line. Let's look at the second one. Let's do it together. Where's my first unstressed syllable? Where's my first unstressed syllable in line number 2 of Romeo and Juliet? Which word? Anyone alive out there? Michael. In. Then I have what? Doug.
Fair.
Fair is stressed. I break it up. Next one. Next unstressed, Jesse.
Ver.
Ver. Stressed syllable, Mike. O. I break it off. Next unstressed syllable, Cam.
No.
Nah. Stressed syllable. Mike.
Where.
Where. Break it off. Next unstressed, Nicole. We. Stressed.
Lay.
Lay. I break it off. Unstressed, Doug.
Hour.
Hour. And stressed.
Scene.
Scene. So it's a pattern, okay? It's always unstressed and then stressed. And if there are 5, then you have a line of iambic pentameter. You would think it would. You can certainly get an appreciation for all the hard work that he did.